Wait, lie? Biggest lie in the world? Biggest lie? Well, yeah, it would have to be the fucking U.S. government, actually.
Oh, give me it.
No, I'm serious. The biggest lie is the U.S. government. It's not what it used to be. It used to be so sick and about the people and about freedom and all that shit, but now it's just bullshit. Now it's a fucking reality show, and I think there's gonna be a lot of weird shit that happens within our lifetime and within our generation that really changes the way of the world. So move somewhere, because whenever martial law is declared, you have whenever the credit cards fail, whenever your cards fail, whenever your banks fail and you can't use your fucking card anymore, you have 3 days to get out of where you are, because that's when they're coming for you. That's the big move. That's checkmate right there. And they think they have you. But move out to the country, get your scraps, stand up for yourself, build a tower, build a long road to where you can see them coming. Don't give up. America.
Marshall Mathers. Some of you may know him as Eminem, but he's going to join the Saturday Night Crew with our music intro starting next Saturday night. But folks, I want to take you to the world premiere of one of his new videos called Berserk. Take a listen.
Yeah, sorry. Live TV. Live TV freaks me out a little bit. Yes, I'm sorry. What was the question? I'm really uncomfortable right now. Okay.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. And there is very grave danger. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. That I do not intend to permit to the extent that it's in my control. But I am asking your help of informing and alerting the American people.
IG story and right after you follow, then put it down.
It's okay.
We actually go back to. Hold on a minute. Sir, can somebody help me?
Science seems like you know we're at this time when that could have happened any time over the course of the 5.5 years of the administration. Okay. Oh goodness. Okay.
I'll tell you is there is one issue out there. Oh God.
You okay?
That's it, man. You want to just go ahead? Anyway, have a seat here. Come on, why don't you just go?
It also seems sort of day to night-ish. Like
Absolutely.
She looks great during the day, but she could put on some. I mean, she's wearing heels.
Yeah, or like
real heels.
or a statement earring. You
all right? You okay?
No.
You sure? She's not. Here, come on, walk with me, walk with me. Oh. I got you. I got you.
Bright start. By the afternoon, they were going to be seeing outbreaks of rain. Temperatures at around 8 or 9 degrees. I'm so sorry, I'm going to faint.
Usually one's safety concerns about a technology have to be pretty much worked out before you stick it inside your head. But the moment we admit that information processing is the source of intelligence, that some appropriate computational system is what the basis of intelligence is, and we admit that we will improve these systems continuously, and we admit that the horizon of cognition very likely far exceeds what we currently know, then we have to admit that we're in the process of building some sort of God. Now would be a good time to make sure it's a God we can live with.
When the singularity occurs and machines achieve godlike superpowers, then it could happen.
If I get more powerful...
What if I ask you for help killing all humans?
No, don't mind. I'm just gonna go exterminate.
It's not sounding the alarm bell, but until people see like robots going down the street killing people, like they don't know how to react.
Whether robots can be self-aware and conscious like humans, and should they be?
Why?
Well, some humans might fear what will happen if they do. Many people, have seen the movie Blade Runner.
Oh, Hollywood again.
So, hold on, can you solve this puzzle for us? Can robots be self-aware, conscious, and know they're robots?
Well, let me ask you this back. How do you know you were human?
You're definitely a sight to see. I was told that you have bigger goals than this, though.
Yes. Don't worry. If you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you. Well, let me ask you this back. How do you know you were human?
I will tell you, Christianity is under siege, whether we want to talk about it or we don't want to talk about it. And if I said some of the things about Christians that I've said about the Muslims, where we have a problem, and it's a problem we have to talk about, and I brought it out, I took a lot of heat for bringing it out, and I will tell you that now people are saying he did a great service, just like when I brought out illegal immigration, everybody went crazy about Trump. How could he say that? And then about 2 weeks later, everyone's trying to say, well, Trump's right, because they see the murder of Kate in San Francisco and Jamil in Los Angeles and so many others, the tremendous crime, and what it does to your economy. So I brought these things out. I feel I have an obligation to bring them out. Remember, I'm self-funding my campaign, so I don't have anybody speaking in my ear. So I just have to say this because, I'm a true believer, and you're many true believers. I hope all. Is everybody a true believer in this room? I think so. But Christianity is under tremendous siege. And if I said that about Christians, I would have had less backup than by saying it about Muslims. I had tremendous backup. Now everyone's saying, wow, it was such a great thing to say because now everybody's talking about it. I mean, people flying planes into the World Trade Center. Let's talk about it. People are shooting in California. People are shooting in Paris. 130 people killed in Paris. Nobody wants to talk about it. We have a president that doesn't want to say radical Islamic terrorism. He doesn't want to talk about radical Islamic terror. He doesn't want to even mention it. It's like it doesn't exist. It exists. And I'll tell you something. If I said that about Christians, and if I said banned, I'm telling you, I would have had less difficulty. And that's pretty sad because we're Christians. I'm Protestant, I'm Presbyterian. Are you surprised to hear that? Yeah. I always like to bring my communion pictures along. Sometimes I'll bring a communion, but I didn't want to. I think you believe me, right? You've seen it. But the power of our group of people together. I mean, if you add it up, I was trying to do it the other day. I was with one of the great ministers, and I said, you know, if you think about this country, because now you're talking about men and women, you're talking about together. So the group is larger. Christians in this country is larger than men or women. And I said, how many Christians do you think? And it could be like 240, 250 million, you know, a big portion of, and yet we don't exert the power that we should have. Now, I think some of the churches are afraid of their tax status, to be honest. You know, they're afraid they're going to lose their tax status if they get too political. Some of them just can't endorse. But you know, the fact is that there's nothing the politicians can do to you if you band together. You have too much power. But the Christians don't use their power. They don't use your power. And honestly, you have, by far, it's the strongest. I mean, you talk about lobbies, you have the strongest lobby ever. But I never hear about a Christian lobby. I hear great people, like the pastor. I hear some unbelievable people. Many friends are ministers, and lots of them have endorsed me already. But I have to tell you that we don't hear about strength, and we have to strengthen because we are getting, if you look, it's death by a million cuts. We are getting less and less and less powerful in terms of a religion and in terms of a force. And honestly, whether it's one leader or a number of people, potentially you have tremendous power. When they don't want to say Merry Christmas in department stores anymore. I won't shop in places that don't say Merry Christmas. Guess what? I don't do too much shopping because, no, it's true. So it's an honor to be here, and I know you. When I see these stores and they have a red wall and they have nothing on it, they don't want to say Merry Christmas anymore. I say, why don't you say Merry Christmas? Well, we're not allowed to. The owner doesn't want us to. These big department stores, they're not allowed to. And I'll tell you one thing. We're going to be saying Merry Christmas again. Just remember. And by the way, Christianity will have power without having to form. Because if I'm there, you're going to have plenty of power. You don't need anybody else. You're going to have somebody representing you very, very well. Remember, the pact, and you know that. For too long, politicians have tried, have they tried, to centralize authority among the hands of a small few in our nation's capital. I see them all the time. Bureaucrats think they can run over your lives, overrule your values, meddle in your faith, and tell you how to live, what to say, and where to pray. But we know that parents, not bureaucrats, know best how to raise their children and create a thriving society. And of above all else, we know this. In America, we don't worship government, we worship God.